In this video, I want to talk about a change that was just made to the Chase Sapphire Preferred that kind of devalues the card. Then we also have the new 5% categories for the Chase Freedom cards for Q3 and a crucial change to the Amex Business Platinum that will also be a disappointment to a lot of people. This is a little bit of a negative video, but I promise there will be a few pieces of good news hidden in there. Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. My name is Ben Hedges, aka the Credit Shifu, and on this channel I cover US credit cards, personal finance, and luxury travel. If you like the sound of that, why not subscribe? Oh, and if you want to pick up between 5 and 60 free stocks just for opening an account and making a deposit with Moomoo, check out that deal in the links below after watching the video. Stocks are worth between $2,000 and $2,000 each, so you could really do well with this deal, and it's not going to stick around forever. All right, so let's get into it. First up, we have some information on the Sapphire Preferred. Now, I am sure you are all aware that the Sapphire Reserve, Chase's higher level Sapphire card, was just refreshed, and it is losing the 1.5 cents per point value for Chase points as part of that new refresh. But you might not know that the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Inc. Business Preferred will also be losing their 1.25 cents in value per point through the travel portal as well. Now, we have a leaked memo to bankers that was published on Doctor of Credit. It starts off with some good news. The welcome bonus on the Sapphire Preferred will be going up to 75,000 points on June 22nd. And for that bonus, you have to spend $5,000 in your first 3 months from card opening. So that's great if you missed the recent 100,000 point welcome bonus on the Sapphire Preferred. You can at least pick up a bonus that's a bit higher than what is standard. But we do have some bad news about this card. The 1.25 cents per point in value through the travel portal is going away in favor of the new Points Boost feature. Now, on the Sapphire Reserve, the new Points Boost, which is being brought in a few days, gives you 2 cents per point at certain hotels and on certain flights, but that card obviously has a much higher annual fee. So on the Sapphire Preferred, which just has a $95 annual fee, you get 1.5 cents per point on top hotels and select flights, and 1.75 cents per point on premium cabins on select airlines. Then it seems on regular travel portal purchases that don't have Points Boost, you get 1.1 cents per point. We also have a few sentences about the timing of all this, and there is a way that you can get 1.25 cents in value per point for 2 more years. So check this out. Existing Sapphire Preferred clients who applied before June 22nd, 2025 will automatically receive the best offer for points earned before October 26, 2025 when redeeming on Chase Travel, including Points Boost or 1.25 in value for the next 2 years. If Points Boost isn't available, they'll receive 1.25x in value on redemptions. It almost makes you think, well, what if I apply now and then after June 22nd, when that new bonus comes in, I phone up and I ask for a match, which Chase does often do, If you apply just a few days before a new high bonus comes in, they'll often match it. And then when you get that 75,000 points, they're gonna be worth 1.25 cents each on the travel portal. That would be $937.50 in value versus $825. That is risky, since what if they don't honor it, all right? So don't think I'm telling you to do that, I'm just thinking about the possibilities. All right, let's move on to talking about the new 5% categories on the Chase Freedom cards. All right, so the Chase Freedom and Freedom Flex are popular credit cards from Chase that earn 5% cashback / 5 points per dollar on $1,500 worth of spending in categories that change each quarter. The current category for Q2 of 2025 is Amazon.com and select streaming services. And you can see here that on my Freedom Flex, I actually haven't taken advantage of that at all, since I have the Amazon Prime Visa Signature card earning 5% at Amazon. And I know that is cashback, not points, so the Freedom actually would be better to use because I can transfer that cash back to my Inc. Preferred, and then it takes on 1.25 cents in value, at least at the moment. And it can also be transferred out to transfer partners, etc. But I've just kind of been too lazy to change it. But anyway, those categories are almost finished. If you do want to max them out, you have until the end of the month, because the new categories for Q3 have been announced, and they will start on July 1st. And they are gas, EV charging, and select live entertainment. And then there is an additional birthday category. It's the 15th anniversary of that whole 5% rotating categories thing. The birthday category is Instacart. Now, in the past, the birthday category has been only for the final month of the quarter, all right? You just get it for 1 month. But in this case, it seems to be for the whole quarter. I looked through the terms, I can't find anywhere that it says it's just for 1 month. Anyway, in my view, this is a solid set of categories. I always like to see gas on there, okay? I probably won't max it out with gas. I spend about maybe $250 a month or so on gas. So that's going to work out at $750 or about half of the spend required to max it out. But maybe I can try Instacart or something this quarter. I don't know. Don't forget, you do have to activate these categories as well. You can activate them now, okay, in the Chase app, in your online account, or if you go to an ATM, even if you just use your debit card, if you also have a Freedom or Freedom Flex linked to your account, you're usually going to get a pop-up that prompts you to activate the categories. All right, now let's talk about a negative change to the American Express Business Platinum Card. So you may or may not know that the American Express Business Platinum Card has a feature called the 35% airline bonus, where you get 35% of the points you spent on a redemption on Amex travel given back to you for use next time. This effectively raises the value of your points to about 1.5 cents a piece, and you can use them in first and business class on any airline and in any class, including economy, on your selected airline. But that is changing. Look at the language they just added to the terms. Effective December 18th, 2025, eligible flights will no longer include first and business class tickets booked on an airline that is not your selected qualifying airline. So this is quite a negative change. You will be limited to one airline, and thus you will not be able to compare the prices of business class tickets and pick the one that's the best deal. You'll be limited to that one airline that you choose at the beginning of the year. Now, if you haven't used any of the airline credit yet, Amex will usually let you change your airline if you phone up. I have done that, switching from American to Delta mid-year, and they were totally fine with it. So that could be a workaround if you fit into that situation, but you have to have not spent any of the airline credit, okay? They're not gonna let you spend like $50 on American and then switch it and you get an extra $150 on Delta. That's not gonna happen, okay? I think you have to be, haven't used it so far that year. But in general, this is going to be a negative change. Transferring points out to partners, however, is not affected, and that may offer better value anyway. It usually does on premium cabin bookings if you get good at looking for award availability. A great tool to use is point.me, and anyone with an Amex account gets a version of this for free. Just go to point.me/Amex and sign in with your Amex account password, and you can search flights like I'm doing here, searching for flights to London. It shows me the best deals in business class. And it even gives you methods of using one airline's points to book another airline. Like here, it's showing me to book British Airways using Qantas miles. So it's a really useful tool to check out. And guys, that is where I'm gonna leave it today. Don't forget to get between 5 and 60 free stocks from Moomoo when you open a new brokerage account. You can get 5 free stocks for depositing just $100 in a new account. And that money, obviously, it remains yours to trade stocks or do whatever you want with. So you're not giving them $100, it's still your money. Link for that deal is below. It will be gone in a few weeks. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.